Okay, continue your presentation, Ms. Kainat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Types of propaganda. The first one is testimonial. What is testimonial? Endorsement by a well-known, well-liked celebrity, political figure, or other entity. This creates a sense of trust and likability for the cause because of the person promoting it. The second one is plain fox. Endorsement by regular, ordinary people to show how the policy or ideas has helped them. This creates a sense of normally about the idea that's being promoted and shows how it is. And the third one is transfer. Employs techniques that access the audience's preconceived positive feelings about something and transfer them to the idea promoted. It relies heavily on symbolism to connect the audience's emotions to the idea. And the fourth one is name calling. User uses names that evoke a negative emotional response such as fear, anger, annoyance, by comparing the person or idea with something else that is hated. So next. So I would like to conclude it. Propaganda now has quite a malicious reputation. It hasn't always been. That why with its initial intentions being more good than bad. However, with how it has been used in various situations, it is now sometimes seen with questions. Thank you so much.
Can we use propaganda for positive purpose?
Yes, sir.
Any example?
Sir, any kind of public service announcement about healthy living can be considered as a positive propaganda.
For example?
Sir, like, sir, any kind of milk advertisement.
Milk advertisement, propaganda. Yes. Okay, thank you very much. ये पीडीएफ में क्यों बना के भेज रहे हैं आप लोग? जिन्होंने पीडीएफ में बना के भेजे उन वो पीडीएफ ना बनाए, पीपीटी बनाए. प्रेजेंटेशंस आर गिवन ऑन पीपीटी नॉट पीडीएफ. ये कोई आपने असाइनमेंट थोड़ी सबमिट करवाना है. यू आर सेंडिंग मी ऑन इन पीडीएफ. आर यू गेटिंग मी? बात समझ आ रही है? There are some students who have sent me their presentation through PDF. So I request them to send me their presentation in PPT, not PDF. Ikra Imtiaz. Ikra Imtiaz, is she present?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Faiza Jamil,
Yes, sir.
start.
Okay, sir. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Faiza, and today my topic is intertextuality. Sir, first slide. Yes. So first we see that what is the term means, inter and then textuality. Inter is like when we say inter, it already know that something between, middle, and together, during, among. It's natural when we say something inter. And textuality is what is like text analysis, text between text, relating to text. Sir, next. And who coined the word term means intertextuality? Julia Kristeva was the first to coin the word intertextuality in 1960. She was the French author, feminist, structuralist. According to her, that all the work that has done in literature is the intertextual, like they are inspired by someone else that has done before. Sir, next. Intertextuality actual definition. Intertextuality is shaping text, meaning by other text. It can refer to author's borrowing, transformation, period text, or to a reader reference to one text in reading another. It's like a writer take the idea, quotations from the other text. It's that has done before, that is old, that is not new, that we are inspired by someone else's work that is done before, and the writers taking idea from that work. And it's also not in the form of just in the text, it is also form in this conversation, thoughts, like you are inspired by someone else's idea, thought, conversations, architectures, like or sounds and physical activity, that are also including intertextuality. And intertextuality is something like mixing and associating words together. Sir, next one. Intertextuality, some texts refer directly to each other. Remakes of the films, as we see the remakes of the mill direct reference to the old version of the movies. In the reference to the media, cartoons, animated cartoons like, and the contemporary ads, they are all that are inspired from the others work that has done before. It's not just the text or idea, it means like it's the thought, also it's the thought, not just in the form of the text. It's also the thought, and how the readers know about the intertextual textuality. Like reader know through this that they has read it or hear it before somewhere. So next. Examples. So no, next one, yes, examples. Like The Lion King. It is the most famous animated cartoons. As we know, the main plot line of this is take from the Shakespeare Hamlet. Shakespeare is most famous writer in English history, and also a lot of his plays are taken from adopted into movies, plays. Like the intertextuality, as we said, that it is the inspiration from the text. Like major in literature, it is the inspiration from the text. And Ulysses 92, James Joyce are retelling Homer Odyssey. It's also the retelling in Homer Odyssey, it's also taken from the adaptation of Ulysses. And another example, sir, next slide. Yes, there is countless examples of authors like borrowing Bibles, Shakespeare's, William Flanker's titles that are taken from William Flankers and Moses and Sounds and the Furry. And that adaptation from the storyline, that the intertextual text is John Steinbeck, Eats of Eden, Jan Simile, A Thousand Rays. Like the storyline, they adopted this storyline, and the titles that are adopted somewhere, it's also the intertextual. Next one. Type of intertextuality. Appropriation, allusion, parody. Now we discuss it, what is these types. So next one. Appropriation. In a simple word, as first may I describe that what is intertextuality. Now type is also something that little bit different. Like appropriation is borrowing from other text, adaptation, reuse, reinterpretation. Like old become new. Film dramas that based on written work that use in a that we use to recreate new. Jane Austen Emma adopted into movie. Cinderella is most famous also, and it is adopted in many plays. A lot of, not this just in one, but it's adopted in many ways. So next one. It's first as you see that in the picture that is this Emma first. Jane Austen first in work is Emma. Then it is adopted into movie Clueless. And second one. So next slide. Yes, next one is the Batman is the also most famous series. And first it is formed on the comic form. Then it is interpreted in the novel. Then it is adopted into movie. It is also the intertextual text. Next, allusion. Allusion is what like a reference to the other text. Can be also to reference to a place, event, indirect reference to something in literature. Like I am doing something, I am doing reference in of literally culture, biblical, any event that is happening. I am referring to in my text. It's allusion that I allude to something. It's not illusion. Illusion is also another word, but illusion is that optical illusion. It's not illusion. It's allude that you are attracted or allude by something. You are giving reference to something. So example next. If I am not home by midnight, my car might turn into a pumpkin. Cinderella. Cinderella, we saw Cinderella that she like I am giving the reference to the Cinderella movie. Like my car turns into a pumpkin, and she likes a Cheshire cat. Alice in Wonderland is the famous series in which like I am going when someone that she likes a smile like Cheshire cat. It's an animal character. And his job is pulling like a sword out of a stone. King Arthur legend famous dialogue. I am going that his job is very difficult. And there's another example is there an Einstein in your physics class? Like I am going to the I am giving the reference that to the Albert Einstein, a scientist. So next, parody. A funny interpretation, so a humorous interpretation of serious piece of literature, writing, art, or music. To make fun, to imitate is not just, it's to entertain the readers. It's not that you are mock or poke something. It's just you mimic the literature, like a serious work of literature. It's not to funny way to audience for the audience. Simpoms is the most famous example of the parody. And sir, examples. There is example Mona Lisa. In the first picture, we see the Mona Lisa, and second Simpsons version that inspired from the Mona Lisa, parody of Mona Lisa. And there is another version is the Simpsons Scream that is also the taken from the artwork that inspired from the artwork. And another is examples popular culture, Lady Gaga making reference to other celebrities like Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga. They are parody of these celebrities and characters. To Simpsons is the parody animated cartoons that is famous for these parodies. Now we have a summary. Summary is what is intertextual. If what is intertextual? Like text between text. You are boring.
Summary, conclusion. Conclusion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. To analyze text, boring or translate. Some that you are inspired from the work that it has done before. And the what is the type of intertextuality is we see appropriation, allusion, and parody. Appropriation is adaptation, that you are adopted something from anywhere like art, text. Allusion is a reference to, you're giving the reference to that work. And parody is a humorous imitation to make a fun of something that is serious or to entertain the audience. Okay. If anyone have any question?
Okay, can you give any example of any ad in Pakistan that is a very good example of intertextuality?
Sir, not I'm not seeing any TV, so I don't know any ads, but a lot of Pakistani ads, dramas and movies, like India has also a lot of text as Humaira Ahmed, a lot of dramas are adopted in dramas, text, novels.
No, any ad. You know, nowadays
Ads are
ads are not coming on TV, but also they are coming on newspaper
But,
and internet everywhere.
Yes, sir, but I wasn't any of ad, like I'm not
Eh.
watching TV or
No,
so I don't know.
देखें, अब ये
Yes,
आप
sir.
you're not watching TV, I don't know, but
No,
you
like,
must use mobile phone, you must
sir,
use newspaper
now,
everywhere.
sir, just like we are doing thesis. It is the biggest temple of India. We are going text from references and a lot of text writers.
Any
thesis in which-
any advertisement.
Advertisement, Dew, Pepsi. A lot of ads are adopted from the other ads.
Intertextuality. Okay,
Intertextual, yes,
your
sir.
name Faiza Jamil.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and BS8, right? Thank you very much.
Okay, then.
Walid Habib, present. Walid Habib, present.
No, sir.
Ikra
Sir, I
Imtiaz.
would like to present my presentation.
Ikra Imtiaz, present.
No, sir.
Sobia Amin.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I'm here. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Sobia Amin from BS English 8th semester and today I'm going to present interpolation.
आपने क्या
Suppose for
PDF,
a while.
excuse me, आपने क्या PDF
sir.
बना के दी है?
No, sir.
कैसी आपकी presentation is?
Sir, PPT है.
Start.
Okay, sir. Today my topic is interpolation. Okay, you guys, suppose for a while, if I say I would like everyone in the class to talk and contribute in our discussion. I can force everyone to talk by threatening to hit them if they don't. Would you like to do this? Definitely not. Or on the other hand, I would create an environment where people would like to talk willingly because they want to. Same is the topic. Please, next slide. This picture can clearly show my intentions to you. Interpolation, controlling others by forcing an idea or an ideology onto them. Next, please. Interpolation is the constitutive process where individuals acknowledge and respond to ideologies. Here, remember, we are talking about the ideologies, not forcing anything by force on something or someone. This term, interpolation, is associated with Louis Althusser. Next, please. Louis Althusser was a French philosopher, and he is related to structural Marxism. Okay. Althusser complicates the relation between domination and subjugation by introducing the interpolation process. He says that where individuals recognize themselves as subject through ideology. Remember, we individuals or any individual recognize himself or surrender himself as subject to in front of any ruling class, then we become a subject, and this process is known as interpellation. He illustrates this theory of his by giving the example of a policeman who of a policeman or police officer shouting on any person, hey you there, and he stops right there, he hand up, and he has a 180-degree physical conversion, and he turned himself, and this process or this action is called he became a subject according to Althusser. Next please. This is the visual example of hey there, yeah, hey you there. Next please. Okay, according to Althusser, there are two types of interpellation: ideological state apparatus and repressive state apparatus. Here we are talking about ideological state apparatus, which we known as interpellation. This is also known as hegemony. Ruling class rules with the help of ideology, like institutions, families, religious places, and preaching institutions. Uh, they do not force anyone by physically or taking a stick or roaming around that you have to do this. No, they make their mind, they brainwash, they do their brainwash so that the targeted people can easily accept their ideology and act upon or according to that. Or in the other on the other hand, repressive state apparatus is government, police, army, or any legal force that forces the individual of society to obey the rules. If you are breaking the rule for traffic, then you are definitely get punished by the legal forces for this action. Next please. Okay, what is interpellation in simple words, by the way? The dominating class will always project the ideas to the society in which a way that the society starts to work according to the rules and terms of the dominating society. For example, I would like to give you the example of Britishers. If you remember that when Britishers were here in Asia or in India, they portray themselves as superiors and civilized and educated ones, and they portray ourselves, or in other words our easterns, as uncivilized, as uneducated. And till from this ideology, or from this process, or from this stage, the topic, the interpellation starts. The topic basically interpellation starts. We Easterns, although we are now free from their grip, or free from their colonial colonism, but here we have this mindset that if we mimic them, if we copy them, then we will portray ourselves as civilized person. If we not, then we are not civilized at all. So the ruling class, or the person who has authority, impose his ideas and ideologies onto you, or the lower class, or the class which he is ruling. It is called interpellation. Next please. The theory of interpellation is from Marxism, but is too much similar to post-colonial critic in his work Orientalism. Edward W. was a critic, and he wrote in his book Orientalism that Western people have always projected the Eastern people in negative light, as I told you before. Next, please. This is the picture of his book Orientalism. Next, please. Here I have another example of World War II, when the American women went into factories in order to help with the war movement. They start to make struggle for their family. They start to basically struggle for their families to survive. But when the World War II ended, and the army, or you can say the mail come from the border to their home, or in the main country, they realized that role of women became the change, and this patriarchal dominant society will be changed if they did not do anything about that. So they start portray women as homemaker, and they start making TV ads at that time, television ads, and radio ads, and newspaper ads, to portray women as homemaker. They are not supposed to go out and work, rather than they are made for the homemaking, and they are fragile and they are weak. They are weaker than men, so that they cannot uh, compete the men in the society, in the practical society, or in a working class. So this is the example of interpellation. So I would like to give you the example. This is the example from World War II and the example of Britisher. I would like to give you the example of Pakistani societies, Pakistani society and Pakistani drama as well. How media interpellate the society. So this I have many more examples, but I would like to present one of them, that our media, our dramas, our television, our channels portray women as the poor woman as a weaker one, and they usually have their dupattas on their head, and they are very religious type of personalities, because they are poor, and they are very they are not sophisticated, and they are not allowed to go outside, and they are in the house, and they have so many boundaries, and they have so many restrictions from their parents. They are portraying basically this. So the agenda behind this ideology, the ideology behind this scene or this situation is to free the woman. Although the society and the societal fact is different from this interpellation, but the ideology is that women should have freedom, and they have insufficient freedom in this society. In other words, I would like to interpret. I would like to connect Pakistani advertisement with interpellation. Have you guys seen the advertisement of Cornetto ice cream?
Excuse me. Now just conclude your presentation.
Sir, I'm just on my way.
Conclude, yes.
Cornetto ice cream is basically promoting or idealizing the situation of being a boyfriend and girlfriend, being the relationship of opposite sex with their advertisement, and they have very charming and appealing advertisement, so that the youth can interpolate or idealize this ad accordingly. So this is the agenda behind it. I would like to conclude it. In order to be a more critical viewer, you have to be a resisting viewer. That is the sort of reader or a viewer who is attentive to the unintended representations that a text or an advertisement or any sort of thing puts forth as normal. If we are interpolated by the text or the advertisements we encountered, if every text or advertisement represent to us certain attitudes, behaviors, ideas, perceptions, feelings, or values, then we have to resist accepting them as normal. We have to think about them critically first. We must resist that process of interpolation by attending to those things that are supposed to be invisible. That is not to say that most authors are trying to trick us or to brainwash us. Therefore, we must look not only for those ideas that the author intended or the person making the advertisement intended, but also the ideas he or she didn't intended, if we are to resist being interpellated. If you have any query, you may ask.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I want to present now.
Name?
Javeria Bashir.
Where is your presentation? When did you send your presentation?
सर अभी भी भेजा है आपको, रात को भी भेजा था।
नाम से भेजा करें ना, पता तो चले।
सर मैं दोबारा मैसेज कर देती
स्टार्ट।
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. As you can see, the topic of my presentation is direct mode of address. So let me start with some general information of the background of my presentation. So here we are in the background of my topic. So there is a French philosopher named Louis Althusser, who was a Marxist and who developed the Marxist theories of ideology and interpretation. So this French philosopher first popularized the word in his seminal essay, Ideology and Ideological State Apparatus. So what ideology is and what interpretation is, this is we need to know before going to our topic. As you can see that it is the process in which an individual becomes subject. So the question arises that how an individual becomes subject. So he basically discussed in his work, looking at the way in which people lose their individuality and become subject based on ideological views. So what are these ideological views? These ideological views are the imaginary views which come to real from the imaginary, and these ideologies are circulated by ideas. Which ideas? The ruling class ideas. And these ruling class ideas are circulated by agencies. Agencies, for example, education, religion, our family, our culture, and the most important, mass media, which compels the act of identification of the individuals and the imaginary relationship of individuals to their real condition of existence. So next slide, please. Media and interpolation. So this ideology and interpretation is applied to various kind of media texts. When we talk about media mass, we will talk about media text, and it is very beautifully defined by David Gauntlet. Describe it that interpretation occurs when a person connects with media text. How connects with media text? For example, when we are reading, viewing a magazine, TV show, and a newspaper. So those uncritical consumptions, those things that compel the audience or the person who is reading it, compels them to accept the particular approach of the world. Basically, they are just recognizing the need and interest of the audience, and then they are going to take it and then they are going to apply it. Next slide, please. Relationship between medium and audience. So there is a relationship between the audience and medium. How? Because when they'll get to know what is the need of the subject, means audience, and what is their mentality, they are going to show that film to their spectators. As Althusser framework investigates how spectators view a film, how the audience is viewing the commercial, how the readers are reading the story. They are going through according to the mentality and brain of everyone. So first they'll recognize the dominated thing in the society, and then they are going to take that everything according to that. Next slide, please. So there are various modes of addresses, which is direct mode of address, indirect mode of address, formal mode of address, informal, friendly, hostile, humorous, and serious mode of address. So I'm not going to explain all of them because my topic is direct mode of address. Next slide, please. So here we go with the direct mode of address. In this mode, they look directly at the audience, or writing, or this writing speaks to you, means they are here looking at their audience because they directly speaks to them. And we have examples of direct mode of address in a magazine cover pages, television presenters of live TV shows, and news anchors. They all use direct modes, and how they use it, I'm going to explain it in my further slides. So basically it is used to make them involve in what they are showing. So here we have some example from the magazines. Here we have two images in front of us, and there we can see that there are two women who are in the front pages of the magazines. Myra Khan is not just a pretty face. So here they are targeting their women. Their audience is the women, and their audience, they are according to the need. And what is the need? We can guess that summer is going to become, and they are directly asking, what's your style? Their here your means that they are directly pointing out their audience, and the audience is their woman, not of one class, of every class. So if they rather they are using what their style would be indirect, but using your means directly, they are imposing their ideas to the women. Are you ready for women? They are asking and involving their audience in the magazine advertisement. Next slide, please. Here, another example from TV shows. So as we can see that the background, there is written Your Morning, which is the name of the program. So we came to know that Your Morning means their audience is everyone, not a particular person. And it's the morning show which they want their all audience to watch. Rather than using the word our morning, they are using the word your morning. This means they are directly involving their audience in their live TV show. Next, please. Ad and commercials, like we can see, there are ad which are don't hide your smile. Here your means that their audience is everyone, not a particular person or of age and gender. And Aap Ki Tarah Bashaur, the second one, is here we come to know that their audience is especially women, ladies, MCB ladies account, and women of every class, not a particular one class of person, but every class, because we can see in the image that either using app, they are directly conveying their message to the audience, and their target audience is the women. Especially you can see the in front of, we have the housewife, a common girl, which means that they are not neglecting a common women, and behind them there's a doctor, other professional women who is doctor, teacher, and the rest of others are there, which means they are including everyone in their commercial. Next slide. So I'll continue in the, I guess I don't have time, but here we can see दांतों को कीड़ा लगने से बचाएं, आप भी दांतों ने टूथपेस्ट से फायदा
After
उठाएं.
2 minutes, we will continue after 2 minutes.
Okay.